Okay, so I got one shelf's worth of these little retainer brackets, end gates, whatever you want to call them, that clip onto the end of the shelves I've been making on my 3D printer. It takes 11 of these to do a shelf to cover 8 feet and with gaps in between. I had to build these on a size that would fit on my 3D printer's bed. So 200 millimeters was just the round number since everything works in metrics for the printer. So it takes just over 7 hours to print each one of these things. There's 11 on a shelf, so it's 7 hours and change, so 77 hours plus change, so let's just say 78 hours to do one shelf. But in the cost of plastic, it's maybe a couple of dollars worth of plastic to do one shelf, which is far cheaper than doing the Plexiglas lexan edges I was thinking about doing, either trying to get 4-foot strips about 3-4 inches tall, or getting an 8-foot strip to go all the way across. But between the grooves in the track, or in the boards that the trains all slot into so that they stay in line, and they don't slide on the shelf to start with. They could tip, and that's a few did fall during the earthquake, but now, I mean, there's enough retention that it should stay in. Hopefully these are springy enough that they'll just push back and keep everything standing. I mean, the back rows could definitely tip and lean against them, but for all intents and purposes, hopefully we won't have another big-ass earthquake. 7.1 was the one on November 30th of 2018. But it's not too horrible for getting trains out and over. The Jeeps on the back take 2 hands to do because their pilots really swing, and I don't want to scratch the heck out of the bicentennial set that got repainted after the last earthquake, because they were fresh out of paint before the earthquake. But yeah, I don't foresee anything coming loose. But yeah, so 6 shelves. I've got 1 down, 5 to go, 78 hours a shelf to print all these little things. And unfortunately, it's not back to back to back, because if I start printing before I go to bed, it stops somewhere before I get up. Then when I start one when I get up for work, it stops before I get home. And then by the time I get home, if I start one then, it won't be done till after I go to bed, unless I wake up in the middle of the night and go down and change the print job. And I get 2 at best on a work day, 3 if I'm lucky. On the weekends, I can get about 4 a day. So, yeah, this doesn't work too well. And actually, it's not even 4 a day. Depends on what time I wake up and what time it falls apart, but I get jobs started up to a 4th one started in a day. So, big project, but it'll cost a lot less than Plexiglas. It's not actually very obtrusive. On the bicentennial set, it really shows. But on all the other painted ones, it's just dark colors in front of dark colors, so not too bad. And I can pull these off if I need to, but they're ridged inside, so they actually grab the edge of the shelf going in. That's just a bonus of the artifact of 3D printing, and you get lines, because these are printed laying flat on this side and prints that way. So this is all laid out flat and everything goes up, which keeps the lines going this way, versus if I was printing it straight up, then this would be a stack of lines and would give it a whole lot of places to break. So, yeah, hopefully this works, and hopefully we don't have another big damn earthquake, because I really don't think my heart could take another one on watching my trains all fly to the floor.